All right. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. Hope you're all doing well, staying safe, and eating some good food. Welcome to our first episode of Therapy Thursday with the one and only Frozen Drakota.
I'm frozen.
There we go. We're back. Perfect.
Yeah, I'm backwards though.
I'm backwards too. So I'm gonna be facing this way.
It'll work.
So can I move me to like face you? No, I can't. We're fucked. Okay, that's fine.
Wait, I'm not backwards on your screen.
I'm backwards on my screen. So I usually
love it.
I flip mine so that when I look at chat, it looks this way. But we're fine. We're fine. It's gonna look weird for some people.
At my own screen because I'll look good on yours.
No, that's good. That's good. That's all that matters. I think you can flip it with like the Logitech software or something of the other. So to kick things off, first of all, I wanted to thank you for being here because this is a very hard thing to get planned for everybody. Everyone's got crazy schedules and so on and so forth.
No problem, dude.
But to start it off, dude, I wanna hear about yourself. You know, tell me about yourself.
Oh boy, that's a hard question. It's like the hardest question you can get asked because you don't know how to explain yourself. My name's Drakota. For those who don't know me, I play competitive Call of Duty. I've been streaming for about 3 years now, and just recently, about a year and a half ago, made it my full-time job. I've been buddies with Dylan for a very long time now. We were close in high school, and I actually got him to start streaming because I was on his ass for a long time. So
it's not about me.
I'm gonna cuss.
No, you're good. You're good. I'm trying to figure out the best way to do cussing and blah blah blah. But you're good.
It's not about
Exodus,
you, I know,
Primus,
but
thank you
this
so
is
much,
just
dude.
Explaining my journey here.
Absolutely.
And he made the transition into full-time streaming very hard because he was one of the ones that supported the most. So thank you for that.
Day one, baby.
What else can I tell about?
Any fun facts? Anything you're good at outside of
pretty
stream?
good at soccer. Outside of streaming, I'm pretty good at soccer. I played that for 11 years. I played for 3 different high schools. Made my way to varsity for pretty much every single one of them. Despite only being there for a year each. So that was a lot of fun. Senior year, we made it all the way to semi-state for the first time in history for our high school, so that was pretty cool. I played striker and right mid. What else can I say? I don't really do too much besides play video games anymore.
Oh, don't worry. The rest of it will be about video games. I just wanted to give people more background on you before, moving things over.
Perfect.
So the biggest thing is, why do you call yourself Drakota, and where did you get the name from?
That's a pretty simple one. So originally my streaming name was DMMC, which was my initials. And I eventually got to thinking to where I was kind of thinking to myself, I'm like, if I were to run into somebody named DMMC in a game, would I actually look them up? Would I remember that name? Is it catchy? And I was like, hell no, it's not. So what I did was I pretty much I wanted to keep something in relevance to my name, like my actual name. And I wanted it to be catchy at the same time. And during that period, I had all these different flame overlays on my stream. And I don't know if I can show you guys because I don't have them anymore.
I know it's in the intro with the snake.
It is there?
Yeah, so it's part of it was the old red and white logo.
Yeah.
It was super basic. I loved it.
So we had that overlay. And then whenever I had my transition to go from screen to screen, it was just flames that took over the screen. So what I thought about, it was kind of like a Game of Thrones reference too. I tried to make it as close related to fire as possible. So I thought of Draco, which is like another word for dragon.
Or draconic too, I think, right?
Draconic, anything like that. So I just combined my name, Dakota, with Drakota, and that just came to be. I thought it was pretty catchy. I thought it would stick, and I like it. It's got me pretty far. People know it.
I was gonna say, for people that don't know, that's why your emotes start with DMMC. Fun fact. Just
that's why my emotes are DMMC.
Yeah, that's what I kind of figured. Because some people are like, why is it? It's not Drakota. Like, what the heck? That's so weird.
I wish it was Drakota or Draco or something, but I can't get it until I'm partnered.
Hey, we're on the way there. We're close too. So that's all that matters. For question 3, I wanted to talk to you about why you started streaming and when you started streaming. Like, what got you into it? Who brought you to the platform? Why Twitch?
There's a couple things. I have been watching Twitch since when was this account created? Let me see. I can type in your chat real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I've been on Twitch since 2015, so that's 7 years now.
Actually, I want to test this. Is your account older than mine?
Yeah, you're 2012.
Yeah, so I'm a lurky boy. I've always been a lurky boy.
So I started streaming around the time, or not streaming, but like watching streams around the time that PUBG was really big with Shroud. So I was watching Shroud a whole bunch. He was like my main inspiration, I guess you could say. I would watch him the most. I would look up to him and try to copy his stream, his attitude, stuff like that. Just like the thing that I like about him is just I mean, you're playing games, you like games, you're passionate about it. Why not stream it and just vibe out with your friends,
Right,
It's like,
right.
he doesn't get mad, he doesn't like, I don't know, just something about his attitude makes me um it inspired me to start doing it myself. Like I was playing video games myself and I was like, why not stream it? Like I'm here anyways, you might as well.
So you've been
So
watching Battle Royale since PUBG then? Like you were never on like the Counter Strike side, the League of Legends side of content on
I
Twitch, or?
never did content on it, but I did play it. I started content with Battle Royale.
Oh, awesome!
That was my
All
start.
the
So I
Fortnite
started with
days.
H1Z1, PUBG, Fortnite, a lot of Fortnite. I did a lot of Fortnite, and that's where I started streaming. Was Fortnite, really like taking it serious.
Mhm.
And I think I got about like 600 followers in the time of Fortnite, like throughout the entire thing. I wasn't the greatest. I didn't make too much money. I didn't do anything really. It wasn't really full time or anything like that. But then Warzone came around, and that's when everything started taking off for me. I started meeting people. I started playing well. I started getting invited to tournaments. Shout out to Iceman Isaac for being the first guy to really give me a shot
Mhm.
in anything, because he was the first big streamer that played with me. He was the first big streamer to follow me back. And then shout out to Huskers, who shortly after raided my channel and gave me my start. I would say after that Huskers raid is when I
I was gonna say
had the vision.
that Huskers raid is still always in the back of my head because it happened like just under 2 years ago now. Like we're coming up
Yeah.
on a 2 year mark now.
Yep.
Because I was
Just
going
about.
through, I was going through your clips and I was like, "That's oh my god, it's like tomorrow or something."
I
was
think
like,
it's just over 2 years actually.
is it
Yeah, we passed
5-5?
2 years now
Yeah, yeah.
because Titans and them.
That's sick though. That's so cool to think about.
Yeah, it is. Ever since then though, I like from before the Huskers raid, I was at maybe 5 viewers or so. Like I was averaging 5 viewers, just vibing, having fun.
Right.
And then Huskers raided, and since then I've averaged well over, like with his rate, I would say I was averaging 15. And just that jump from like 5 to 15 is huge on Twitch. So
Right.
if you guys are just starting off and you guys want to be a full-time streamer too, don't let 5 or 10 viewers throw you off, because that jump there is huge. 10 viewers is a lot of people.
I was gonna say it's mainly just the how many people are within that range, right? Like it's like if you look at 1 or 2 people, there's hundreds of thousands, right? But as soon as you
Right.
get to like 3, 4, you keep going up the pedestals, and you don't have to scroll for as far, right? It's easier to
Exactly.
see.
The discoverability is horrible on Twitch, but once you get to about 30 viewers, I'd say, is when it gets a lot easier.
And people are like, "Oh my god, it's a snake guy!" Like, and you just keep
Yeah.
going, you know? And just it's
They
super
see
cool.
you and they just keep going. Like they'll click on your name every so often. You'll have people that are like, "I saw you in my recommended" or something like that.
All right. For question number 4, I want to talk about your leap into streaming full time, why you did it, and how it's paid off for you.
Um, I've worked a lot of jobs. I've worked in fast food. I worked as a lifeguard. I worked as a pizza delivery guy,
Hey, what's up?
pizza whatever, everything like that. I did all this different stuff, and I just did not like any of it. I did retail at Best Buy. I did warehouse at Best Buy, and that was the last job I've had since full time stream. Was warehouse at Best Buy, and I would say that was pretty fun. It wasn't terrible, but I wasn't happy. So
Right.
I was happy streaming. Like I was happy doing what I was doing on the stream. Um, so I wanted to try my hardest to make it to where I could do content full time, so I didn't have to work those jobs anymore. Um, and it eventually started paying off. I started making decent money to where I was able to take that leap. And then I started getting invited to tournaments. I started getting a much larger audience on Twitch. I went from, like I said, I had 600 followers or so on Twitch when I started Fortnite, but now we're at over 14,000
Wow.
in 2 years. So the growth was pretty quick, and that definitely helped me and allowed me to do this full time, because I could support myself. I could support people. I could do so much more than I was able to beforehand.
Right, and
And
your
it's
outreach is so much bigger. Like you
right.
get to you voice your thoughts on gaming. You actually impact things. You impact communities. It's a huge thing.
Exactly. It's the coolest thing. I've always wanted to work in entertainment, so I mean, since I had the opportunity to do it, I just did it. I took the shot and I went for it.
Right. I think it's paid off. I mean, from my view of things, it looks like it's going pretty well. You know.
Yeah, it's amazing. There's so many opportunities that I was given. Here, I'm gonna tweet this out real quick. There's just so many opportunities that I've been blessed with. Like I've traveled the the country just to meet people. Like I've went to LA, I've went to Kansas City, I've went to all the different places just to meet people and play Call of Duty with them.
Right, right.
And just having the opportunity and whatnot to do that, to go to these parties that I was invited to hang out with the people that I used to once look up to, it's the coolest thing. It's like a dream come true, dude. It's weird. Like
Same,
I used
Brandon,
to,
same.
back when I was like 13 or so. When was Black Ops 2? 2012?
2011
whatever
or
that was.
2012, yeah.
That's when I was like, when I first started consuming Call of Duty content on YouTube. That's when I started, like, I guess, watching like
Yeah, what's up,
FaZe
Rich?
and all that stuff. So ever since then, I've kind of wanted to do it. Like I've wanted to work in entertainment, and I've always liked gaming. So I kind of found a way to pair the two. And I've always looked up to these people, and now people that I used to watch and look up to back then, I literally have followed me on Twitter, and we
Right.
DM here and there. Like I don't know, it's really the coolest thing. It really is.
It's like I remember when I was like 12 getting home from middle school and I was like watching you play and now I'm playing with you. Like what's like what? You know?
Right. It's cool. It's the coolest thing. Like it kind of changes your mindset too once you start meeting these people in person, because
Oh, absolutely.
like you idolize them for so long. And then like for example, when I met Joe, when I met J God, when I met True Game Data Tony, when I met all these different people.
Dude, he's such a cool guy, isn't he, Senpai? Such a cool guy.
It was like we were friends rather than like a celebrity. I don't know. It felt super cool to me.
I mean, for me, my biggest thing was like just being able to meet these people on a personal level. Like maybe that comes with my major, but like I call people by their first names because it's for me, it's that connection online. It's like it's a little more real. You know, I feel like I'm playing with everybody online in person at the same time. So like
Right.
a first name basis for me makes it like cool. Like I think somebody yesterday I played with didn't know that Balti's name was John. He's like, why do you keep calling him John? I'm like, that's his name. Like I don't know.
That's
like
his
it's
name, man.
that's what his name is. So for
Why
some
aren't you
people,
calling him John?
yeah, like what, you call him Balti? Like what? It's so weird. So I like that personal connection with all of it. But yeah, it's insane to think about how small of a world is, but also how big it is at the same time, especially with video gaming. I mean, so many people were, I would say, saved during the pandemic. Like this community brought so many people together on a community level, and you would log in every day and be like, oh, like nice to see you again. Like how's your day going? Oh, I just laid in bed all day. But it's like you have that connection. If you're home alone during the pandemic, there was no one to talk to. And you
Right.
hop on Twitch and you've got dozens of millions of communities to just be a part of. And it's like, for me, it saved my mental health. I don't know about everybody else, but it was
definitely
my
helped a
biggest
lot.
thing.
Like during the pandemic and stuff, like obviously a lot of us were locked inside. Like for me, for example, my parents, my family, there's a lot of us that have immuno diseases and stuff like that. We can't really risk anything, or else, you know, terrible things will happen.
Brandon.
So I didn't go outside much. I just locked myself in, and I couldn't really go outside and do things anymore. Didn't want to risk anything to put anybody at harm.
Right.
And there's just so many people that I met during that time, and people that I can now call my friend, which is really, really cool. Just people you met online, you can call your friend.
Absolutely. I think that's what's so special about it is you get these personal connections that you wouldn't have elsewise. You wouldn't have met these people. Like I've learned a lot from people from the community. I don't know about everybody else, but I've learned a lot with computers, with science, with cameras, lighting, audio, everything, just from being here. I feel like I have an extra degree in my back pocket for audio or something now, just because
Yeah, right?
like Jesse's taught me so much, you know? It's just really interesting how it all kind of ties together.
It is really cool what you can learn from people online.
So you kind of touched on it for the like outside of streaming. Like how has that impacted your life? Was it more stressful having to stream for 8 hours a day and then edit for 4 and then double check the numbers constantly and getting caught up in everything? Did you forget to eat, sleep? Was it hard on you? Relationships?
This is the hardest fucking thing. Was my bad.
No, you're good.
This
Go
is
ahead.
the hardest. This is the hardest question here, because streaming did a
Yes,
lot
family.
for me.
Hi, Minnie. How are you?
Like it definitely did a lot for me, but there's a lot of negatives to it. Like taking it so seriously to the point where you forget who you are, you forget what you got to do, you forget to look after people. It's really cool how much it can do for you, but you really have to learn how to balance it, or else it's gonna bite you in the ass in the end.
Right.
And that's the hardest thing to learn, and people get lost and they don't realize like how much time you actually spend on doing this. Like you guys that are watching, or you guys that support on the sidelines. Did my mic just cut out?
Yeah, you're back.
Okay. You may only see like 6 to 8 hours of streaming, but after those 6 to 8 hours of streaming, you got to edit your video. And the way you do that is you got to scroll through all your content. You got to scroll through those 8 hours of whatever you just did. You got to find little segments for TikTok. You got to find segments for YouTube and stuff like that. And then by the time you're done with that, an hour's passed. Then you got to edit it. You got another hour and a half of editing, and then you got to render it. That's another 30 minutes.
Yeah,
you got to post it on YouTube.
For a prime example, I think it's
another hour.
Like, this is just my drive of just stuff of recordings. So like, I mean, you have to backlog a ton of stuff to figure like what in here is like content worthy, you know?
And it's so hard to find every single thing. You got to find every little bit. And
right. Because then once you delete it, it's gone. Like, I don't know where to find it anymore.
If you delete it, it's gone forever. You can't get it back. And that's behind the scenes type stuff. So that's just a lot of time you got to spend on your content, because it's not just streaming. And I know I've been slacking on the other side of things besides streaming. But that's why, because I'm trying to mentally get back into that mindset to where I can actually balance streaming and content with family and friends.
Right, and for most people, like when you're smaller, the best thing you can do is stream for a couple hours a day, have a game plan or an agenda, and then go back and edit it and post it on socials. Like that's like the simple template for most people. But it's really hard if you're doing 8 hours of content, scrubbing through what was important, what was, you know, what's worthy, how much time do I have to edit that if I'm working for school or I'm going to work, or, you know, like it's just so many things. So for me, the biggest thing was having a game plan and working off of that. That was like the easiest thing. Like I know so many people, if anybody in chat, if you procrastinate writing that paper until the last day before it's due, it takes you twice as long. If you had planned out 30 minutes of how the paper's going to look, it just flies like that. You just put filler words in, you put information here, citations there, and as long as you have a template for it, it goes so much easier. So just a recommendation for all my procrastinators in check, because I was the same way last year. So that was kind of fitting.
I love procrastinating.
it's such a bad thing. It's a pro and a con, because I got more time to do things, but then I have less time to do the paper, and I'm more stressed. I got more gray hair. You know, it's life. So
this what Minnesota said in chat. She said, "Family. We're not family. We're friends." Fact.
Exactly.
You guys are like a second family to me.
And it's crazy because you have such a good connection with people, again, that you would not have ever met within your circle around home. Even if you traveled all the time, you would never have seen them. Like I've never would have met Cathedral. Right.
It's awesome.
I would never have met somebody across the world, you know, like it's just, and the chances of meeting them and getting to know them on a personal level is impossible. It's not real. So this one I want you to kind of think on. What is your biggest mindset shift from high school until now? Like, what is something you look at differently? What is something that you understand better because you experienced it? What is something that you're less worried about now because you finally experienced it? You know, et cetera, et cetera. It's a big one.
What you're passionate on. Like when you're in high school, they always push.
But
like,
you're so
college,
handsome,
college. You got to go to college. You got to do this. You got to do that. And they try to force a career onto you so fast.
Right.
Like they try to make you go into something that's quote unquote acceptable in society, like just something simple. Like they want you to go work in construction. They want you to be a scientist. They want you to do this or do that. Like, I'm not saying college is bad, but it's not for everybody. Like not everybody's
It's not a one size fits all. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's not for everybody. Like not everybody's going to do well or get something extraordinary out of college. It is what you make of it, for sure.
Yep.
But chase what you're passionate on. If what you're passionate about is not necessary with college, like if college isn't necessary for what you're passionate about, take the chance while you get out of high school. Like right after you get out of high school, take your chance. Go for it. Try to make that your thing, because you definitely can. It's definitely possible. On
the flip side of this, I'm gonna play devil's advocate here.
Yeah, sure.
Going through college, I didn't know what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. And with my scholarship, my second semester of my sophomore year, I was met with an impasse of, you have to declare a major or we cannot continue having you go to school. So I was met with, okay, I want to do business or communication. And I was like, I don't want to be a business major. They're stupid. They're all, you know, whatever. So I was like, all right, let's go the communication route. And since doing it, I realized that my passion is with talking with people, which kind of plays a role with streaming in this. But also, like, I wouldn't have seen that. I was always good at talking to people. You know, I make them comfortable, easy to talk with. It's, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's my beard, my hair. I don't know, whatever. It's the floof. But it's like that. I brought it and I fine-tuned those skills that I never had, and it radiates a lot better with me now after doing that. So for some people, yeah, I mean, college isn't for everybody because it's so expensive. But if you have an option to learn things that you would have learned in college, especially because, I mean, you literally have an infinite database right here in your hand. There's so much knowledge and power in this one thing in my hand that you can find anything. Like the things that you can learn in college are on that phone. You just have to dig for them.
It's just a matter of how good you are at using Google.
All right, well, Google, Bing, whoever the heck you got. But it's like, it's a matter of, yeah, it's mindset. It's what you want to achieve. But you're the youngest that you're ever going to be. So you might as well take a chance now and see what happens, you know, try something fun, whatever you're passionate about now, you might not be passionate about 10 years from now. So test it, see what happens. Yeah.
I actually, hold on. I'm going to look up this quote that I heard earlier this morning.
Yeah, go ahead. I think one of the biggest things that I learned in college is that you can always make more money, but you can't make more memories. So in that mindset, like there's only so many memories you can make when you're healthy at 22 or when you're fit at 25, or, you know, maybe you lose a lot of weight at 45. It's like, as long as you get to a point where you've reached your goal and you can do more, that's what's important. So
yeah, exactly.
Everyone takes a different path. Everyone takes a little more time, a little less time. It's not a race. It's just an end goal. Hit your end goal, and that's what's important.
So it's a quote from Denzel Washington. I heard it this morning, actually. He says, imagine you're on your deathbed and you're standing around your deathbed are the ghosts representing your unfulfilled potential, the ghosts of the ideas you never acted on, the ghosts of the talents you didn't use. So those are going to be those ghosts that you, like, those people standing around your deathbed are also going to the grave with you, because those are the people that you could have been if you just acted on something that you were super passionate about. If those were things that you wanted to be, that was possible if you just took the leap and did it.
Right.
Don't let that happen. Don't let those people as well go to the grave with you. You try to make those things happen.
Ask Jeeves. Oh, yeah.
You're going to regret it. You're going to regret it 100%.
No, absolutely. I always tell people, like, going through college I was not a school guy, so I definitely don't say it's ever for anybody. But you do learn a lot. And once you finally accept that I'm stuck here, like my last year of school was the time where I finally learned things, and I didn't just study for a paper, regurgitate it, throw it up, get the test and move on. Like I got my A, whatever. Like this was the year where I finally learned, like, this is how I'm going to use things for the rest of my life. I'm going to figure out how to use grammar. I'm going to finally learn the difference between there, and there, like little things like that. Like some people don't know, you know, like it's a weird thing. But it changed my perspective. Like if I had put that effort in the day I walked in college, like how much more would I have understood? How many better relationships would I have? Who would I be talking to now? What's my mindset change? Would I have a full-time job? Like it's just crazy to think about that, but it's also like I'm learning now, and that's what's important, and I'm trying to move that forward. So for me, that's my biggest thing, and it's my biggest takeaway for everybody. Like spend as much time understanding things and learning as much as you can, because you're only on this planet for so long, and you might as well give it your all. You know, haul some ass,
100%.
for if you will. So for this one's a bit of a touchy subject, but would you or do you plan on going back to college?
I am going back to college in the fall, yeah.
This fall?
Yep. So I'm going to be going back full time.
Yo, what's up, Mo? Thank you so much for the fall.
It's going to be a balance, and I have to find again, so it's going to be another stressful thing for me. But I am planning on going back to college.
Are you doing 5 classes? Or are you doing like 2 or 3, or any idea?
I'm not too sure yet. We'll see.
I would definitely go on the lower end. As someone who had to take 5 and then 6, go the lower as you can.
Gonna try to do as little as I can.
Yeah.
I'm not in any rush, and obviously right now, streaming is a very big part of my life. It's my full-time job. So it's kind of like college for me right now is kind of going to be like a backup if this doesn't work out, because I want this to work. Is like this is what I want the most in life, is for this to work out and for this to be my thing. But you never know. Like you never know what's going to happen. It's a very volatile career. I mean, there's so many people that are doing this. There's so many people that have failed. There's only so many people that are successful.
Right.
You know, and there's only so many people that are going to make this like their livelihood. Like it may be good right now, and I may be successful right now, but who's to say I'm going to be successful in a year?
Yep. Exactly.
So,
and you don't know, you know?
You never know. There's no way to know. So what I want to do is I want to get back into college, and I want to make sure I have a degree. So if, let's say it doesn't work out, I'm planning on going back for computer science, software engineering. Is probably what I'm going to be looking into if I were to not do this anymore.
Right.
But I don't see that happening anytime soon.
I mean, but it's also like you could even find a way to take some minors that tailor towards social media, like whatever you're missing with streaming. You know what I mean? I'm not saying you are, but like hypothetically, like if there's some things that you're missing within the social media sphere or the streaming sphere or the entertainment side, right? There's little things that you could learn in college that might pay off here, even if it's like a gen ed course or something, like a social media 101 or something weird. You might find some really important stuff in there. I have no idea.
Yeah,
you know, some of it's outdated because social media is only so new nowadays. For most of my media classes, they were like 5-10 years behind. They touched on Facebook and Instagram, but Twitter wasn't a thing. TikTok's not real, so I was like, well, what about all the new social medias? It hasn't been published yet. So I was like, well, of course not. It's brand new.
That's another thing when we were in college when I did go, was that there was just so much outdated information that it just didn't feel worth it. Like I'm spending thousands of dollars just to get old information that I already knew, or it doesn't relate to us anymore. Like there was a segment in one of my classes where they even warned us beforehand. They're like, and it's not going to be totally up to date and some things may be wrong. It's like, okay, so why the fuck are you teaching it? So why am I paying for this?
The funniest thing is I had the same mindset with one of my professors where he was like, he hadn't taught this class since 1988, I think was the earliest. So it's been like over 20-30 years now, right?
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
So, but when he was like, when I was doing it, it's like, well, whatever the hell, like, who cares? Like, whenever you did it, like, it's a completely different field now. But he's like, incentives didn't work. You can't pay someone to take a survey. You can't pay somebody to do a focus group. And I'm like, oh yeah, dude, $5. People do a lot of stuff for $5 now. Like, I promise you, someone will do it for 30 minutes, right? So I was looking into it, and then like when we actually did it in the field, like nobody wanted to do anything for $5, anything for 10, anything for 20. Like it got higher and higher. I'm like, I don't have this kind of money on me. I'm a college kid. So he was right though. Incentives aren't a thing. And the way that he said not to do things, we were like, oh, well, screw you. I'm going to go do it anyways. And it didn't work. And we're like, okay, now that we tried it and failed because we're kids, how do you recommend doing this? And he was right every time, which I didn't expect from a guy who was, 75. He could have been on the Battle of World War II for all I know. It's just like, it's such a different bubble, but like some things do carry over and history does repeat itself. So again, open to the idea, thinking like, oh, maybe there's a chance this is important kind of thing. And, just, I don't know, that's my mindset for things, at least.
There's some things where that does relate, but sometimes it's just ridiculous.
Well, especially with social media, it changes like that. Like a year from now, TikTok might be off the face of the planet Earth, Yeah. And then the year after that, maybe Twitter has a new Vine instrument, I don't know, stories or something. We'll see what happens. So it's cool to be a part of, though. I love it. Al, I want to thank you for the gifted sub to Hot Nut. Thank you so much. Yeah, and content shifts all the time. I mean, comedy kind of keeps going, but like how you can make it comedic to people who don't understand the context, that's the most important part. Like how do you make like relevant memes? Like, it's not funny, I've got skill. That's not going to be a thing a year from now. Like it's not going to, what I mean? It's just like, I don't know. It's one of those things where you have to keep up with the times, and there's so many memes and there's so many contexts. Fun fact, we had a report in one of my classes where, the Bernie Sanders meme with the mask, he's in the Game of Thrones thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm sorry, people in chat might know too. That meme got more people to watch that episode of Game of Thrones because they thought Bernie Sanders was in it. They knew no context that it was edited meme. They thought it was real. So they were like, where the hell is Bernie Sanders in this clip? And they keep scrolling up and down the video on Netflix. They're like, where is it? And so many people watched that. I don't know what episode it was, but like, I think it was like triple or quadruple the amount of people that watched the show. They saw that one episode. They bought Netflix just to see it. And I was like,
that's insane.
That's a good publicity stunt, but nobody knew who did the meme or why it got important. But I was like, that's the power of social media. So just a little fun fact we learned in class. So this goes back a couple of years, but if you could tell yourself one thing or two things, what would you tell yourself as you're 21? If you were 15 or 16 years old, what would you tell yourself?
Let's see. That's like freshman year, yeah?
Yeah, you'd have been, no, for us, it would have been junior year.
Oh, junior year. Okay. Well, junior year was one of the hardest years of my life. Unfortunately, that's when my dad passed away.
Oh.
So I would say I need to listen to the words that I preach from him all the time, where he says, you need to love more, work less, which was the quote that I didn't listen to for a while there. So I would say I would start preaching that to the fucking choir is what I would do.
Right.
Because I would live by his words, and I did for a long time, but then once the pandemic hit, that's when I stopped focusing on all that stuff, and I just kind of locked myself into the crazy work ethic that didn't make any sense to anybody but me. So I'd say I'd start listening to that. Let's see. What else would I tell myself? Junior year.
Like tell yourself to cook more, or
I would say start taking life more serious, I guess. But then again, when you're a kid, you want to have fun, and I had fun. I had a great time. I'd say get into Warzone right off the. I'm just kidding. Uh,
You should have been streaming since day one. Like
I would say, again, just start taking things a little bit more serious. Like, of course, you want to have fun when you're younger, and that's always important. But there is an extent where you have to start taking things serious because you can start kicking your life off at that point. You can start getting pretty serious there,
oh, whoops.
and you could get a pretty big jump start there. Right around that age, like if you start taking one thing serious by this time now, that's 5 years of experience you could have.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
So if you like one thing, stick with it. Get good at it. Get good at that one thing, and it could pay off big time for you.
Or even find, like, if you're learning something completely different than what you're passionate about, try to connect the two. Like, try to say, like, if you're doing computer engineering, for example, or IT, like, how can you put it into streaming? Oh, well, you give tips on stream. Or like you have a redemption for like 5,000 points of like solve this problem, and it's like a fun way to interact with chat. I don't know, so like little things like that. Make it creative. You know, the world is your oyster, and have some fun with it. So
exactly,
just little things that you can tie them together is so much fun. Also, I'm really sorry. I didn't need to bring that up with your father. I'm so sorry about that.
That's good, dude. That's good.
That was a whew.
Very mature moment in my life.
Right, absolutely. For the 9th one, this is question number 9. Where do you want to be 10 years from now? Where do you imagine yourself?
Ideally, I'd love to be sitting on a beach in Florida sipping on some drinks, but let's see.
And you can go as realistic or as completely out in the world as you can go. Like just
I'll be 30 years old at that point.
Yep.
30 years old.
Will it be with Brandon? Is this factual?
What?
Be on the beach with Brandon sipping martinis?
Yep, exactly. Yep, me and Peanut sitting on the beach in our streamer house. I would say by the time I'm 30, I would love to just I my main goal in life right now is to have some sort of financial stability so where I can do the things that I like. Like the main thing that I want out of anything really is to have the financial freedom to be able to go out and do things that I actually enjoy. And those things would be like traveling the world, eating new foods,
right,
stuff like that. Like you can have your job and you could love your job, but that's not, let's be real here. Your job is only so much of your life, and you shouldn't make you shouldn't make your job your life.
Right.
Like it's a part of it. You want to have that job to be able to do things that you actually want to do.
Killing all attorneys.
So I would love to have some sort of job. It'd be cool to have like a job in like gaming from now, but who knows what's going to be in gaming in 10 years.
Right, exactly.
So I would love to have a job in it and stay with it or stay streaming or do whatever. But ideally, I want something that's just going to be able to support me and allow me to do the traveling that I want to do and see the things I want to see.
Absolutely. And the hardest thing is like nobody knows what comes next. So you can only plan so far ahead and get so much saved up or so much invested or, you know, like so many things. But traveling isn't as expensive as you might think it is, actually.
No, it's not. Definitely not. But
it's that time aspect. It's can you call off work for a whole week? Can you schedule off these times for a whole week? How much money do I lose? Because I'm not only losing money pay, I'm also spending money, so it's like a negative. So it's like how you can periodize that and understand that is very important. I'm getting a phone call. Hold on. You keep chat busy. Hold on, give me a sec here.
Hi, chat. While you guys are here, follow. Just kidding. Make sure you guys use Twitch Primes. Hey, chat. Does anybody have Twitch Primes that they can give to Dylan right now? Anybody with Prime in chat? Exclamation point Prime. Did you guys know you could subscribe to your favorite streamer for free
Dylan
with Amazon Prime linked to your Twitch account?
EHAWWWWWW.
Twitch account, and you can subscribe to Dylan for free right now. Right now, like you guys could do it. Like look at that, Titans with the 23 months. Holy shit! Look at that. That's a win. Any primers? Any primers? Kath with the 5 gifted. Let's go, baby.
Some Chad named
Just a walking marketing scene, dude. It's just the way of life, you know? That might be something I want to look into is marketing too. Maybe I can get into marketing. I'd be pretty good at that, I feel.
Some Chad named Dylan.
And Sally with the gifted sub to Balti. Look at that. Look at us go. Look at us go, chat. This isn't even my chat. When Coda tells me to do something, I do it. And that's why I'd be good at marketing.
Some Chad named Dylan.
Like, do you mean anything, by the way? Like, anything? Anything. Oh, man.
Can you stop hammering them to gift subs, Jesus Christ?
Some Chad named
Minnesota
Dylan.
with the tier 1 for 14 months. Let's go, Mini. Your prime's not ready for 3 hours? That's unfortunate.
Some Chad named Dylan.
He still knows what's going on. He knows what I'm best at, bro. He knows what I'm best at. Reminding chat about their Twitch Prime subs. Chat, again, if you guys have
Chad
Twitch Prime, just make sure you guys use it on
Dylan.
Dylan, alright? Let's get this hype train to level 5. This is a good thing he's doing. Shoop a loop with the gifted sub to Holden. Let's go, baby. Let's go, shoot. Let's get this level 5 hype
Some
train.
Chad
This
named
dope idea that he's
Dylan.
doing here. It's gonna be a good thing every week. Sally with the tier 1 to be on. Let's go. Let's go, Sally. You gifted the goodie, but it probably won't show up for an hour.
Some Chad named
Rest in peace.
Dylan.
I think Twitch just hates you, Minnie. Honestly, I think Twitch
Some
just
Chad
hates you.
named Dylan.
They do hate you, and that's just facts.
Some Chad
Nothing you
named
can say about it. Yo,
Dylan.
Peanut with the gifted sub to J Hypno. We are almost at a level 5 hype train. When Dylan gets back, he's already going to be lost for words. Let's go. Level 3 complete. We're at a level 4 hype train now. Look at that.
Some Chad named
P with the gifted
Dylan.
sub to Hank the Tank. Let's go, P. Let's go, P. My man. Yeah. Yeah. I'm pushing P. Yeah.
Some
Sally
Chad
Bell.
named Dylan.
Sally Bell. Let's go. Sally with the 5 gifted. Yeah. Yeah. Let's
Some
go.
Chad named Dylan.
Is that a level 5 hype train now? Did we get level 5? Yuck. Did we just get a level 5 hype train? Dylan ain't even here. Shoopa Loop with another gifted sub to
Chad named
Koala Man.
Dylan.
Let's go. Let's go. We're not at level 5 yet. We need 60% more for a level 5 hype train. Just saying, chat. Just saying. If you guys have any, Twitch Primes, just let me know.
Some Chad named
Chupa, you have to give
Dylan.
one more because you'll be at 69 gifted subs in the channel. Just saying. No pressure. But the ball is in your court.
Some Chad named Dylan.
Sally Bell redeemed T. Funny number. I love it.
The fuck's going on?
Nothing, man.
Chad named
Nothing. Don't worry about it.
Dylan.
Nothing, dude.
How many? What the fuck?
We're trying to get you level 5.
Oh, okay. In order. Shoop with the gifted sub to Poke. Big Al with the gifted sub to Peanut. We have Titans with the resub at 23
Big Al!
months. Kath with the 5 subs. Sully with 1 to Balti. Hype Train started. Minnie with the gifted sub. Wait, no, resub. Sorry. For 14 months. Con Daddy with the follow. Shoop with the tier 1 to Holden. Sully with the tier 1 to Beyond. Oh my god. Peanut with the tier 1 to Hypno. Poke with the gifted sub. 5 from Selly. 1 from Shoop to Koala. Al with the gifted sub to Goody. Holy fucking crap. Guys, relax. I'm just trying to answer a fucking phone call. I should have code on stream more often. Jesus. All right. So, your mic broke again.
What the freak?
Some
Welcome
Chad
back.
named
It should be good now.
Dylan.
And shoot with the gifted sub to girl. Thank you so much with the 69. Let's fucking go.
They should not relax. They need to keep
Holy,
going. If
it
anything.
doesn't even tell me the hype train notification on.
Shoop with the tier 1 to Gamer Grill with the 69th gifted sub to the channel.
Let's go, baby.
Chat, we are only 27% away from the level 5 hype train being completed. Just saying.
You're too handsome. You know that?
I
You're
know.
way too handsome. This is what, they're all in here because of you. Now they're throwing money at the wrong person. Absolutely throwing their money
Throwing it
wrong
at the
person.
right person.
God, no. No, I was telling, Russell called me about the party we're having for Cinco de Mayo at
Nice.
our professor's house. And he's like, what are we doing? He's like, I don't know, it's like 5 o'clock in Joliet or something. And he's like, you guys want to get drinks before? I'm like, you want to pregame before we drink? And he's like, well, yeah, what's the point of being a college kid if you can't pregame? And I'm like, don't we have to drive there still? He's like, you can drive. I'll do the drinking for you. You'll be all right.
I'll do the drinking for you.
was like, God damn it. But oh god, what question are we on? 9?
We were doing the not 10 years from now thing.
Oh yeah,
but-
10 years from now. So 10 years from now, I'm gonna have a bunch of fucking money saved up at this rate. Jesus, you guys are crazy. I don't know where I rudely interrupted actually.
I finished.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yep.
So okay, number 10 is
Bad
and
name.
Mr. Exodus. Give
Kill
us
him.
let's go. Indigo, do you Bisa too? Let's fucking go, baby. What are your tips for new streamers? Like, if you're up and coming, if you want to make this your own thing, like, what do you recommend them to do?
YouTube.
YouTube?
Post on YouTube. Post on TikTok. TikTok's not as
Some
important as
cat
YouTube,
named
though.
And
Kill
poke
him.
with the gifted sub.
But it will not guarantee fame.
Right.
There are way too many people that I know that have hundreds of thousands of followers on TikTok and still only have 10 viewers on Twitch. So don't obsess over TikTok. Do not obsess over it. If you want to obsess over anything, go on YouTube, post your YouTube videos, and put time into it.
Right.
Also, self-promote in people's streams.
Yep.
Ask big
follow
streamers
for
if you
follow.
want to play after killing them after stream sniping.
Yo, GG, we
Um,
should play one day, bro. GG.
That's what I did. Not kidding. I'm not joking, you dude. When Warzone first came out, my the reason I got the reason I became friends with Isaac was because him and I were in a solos game actually, and we fought for like 5 minutes in one
Force
match.
people to play your songs.
And the fight was so good, like it was intense throughout the entire thing.
Yeah.
And this was before the shotgun meta, and I was using a shotgun. And I was just fucking around trying to play, and he blew me up with a C4.
Brandon.
And afterwards, everybody came to my chat, and they're like, "Oh, what? Like GG's, GG." You know, people were saying a whole bunch of shit. I'm like, "Who the fuck is Isaac? Like, who's Iceman Isaac?"
Who are you? Like, what?
Like I just started streaming Warzone. I didn't know anybody in the Call of Duty scene. I didn't
Right.
network. I didn't do anything. Like I just sat there and I just played my game.
Yeah.
And that's kind of when I started to learn how to network.
It's
that
it's
is-
it's
that is
so
probably the biggest
interesting seeing the dynamic from the beginning of Warzone where it was like GG, like a genuine GG of like, oh, you got like I got shit on. And now it's like stream sniping, you're cheating, you're VPNing, it's just like a
Yeah.
huge dynamic switch shift, you know?
Yep. It's
There's
just
no
people
more
getting annoyed
respect.
with the game.
Like what is
Everybody's
it?
good at it.
We ran
Just trying to find
into
ways to abuse it.
we ran into Mark the Devious yesterday, and I guess me and John stacked him. He was like, this guy's fucking good. This is probably Devious or eating them. And he goes, yeah, 1v1 me pussy. And then he hopes in my chat and he's like, yo, it's all in good fun. It's just heat of the moment. It's passion, like GG's. And I was like, dude, I've seen all your RuneScape videos. Like, don't even worry about it. You're a cool guy. And he's like, what? Like, nobody remembers me from RuneScape, but like that was where I came in before Warzone was RuneScape streams. So
There you go.
Devious is a cool guy. But yeah, it's a weird shift between respected and understood. And now it's like you're a whole arm user, you're a world record abuser, you're a controller aim assist abuser. It's just like it's so weird. It's not like a GG thing anymore. It's not
Right,
like a you got that
unfortunately.
shit. You know, like it's just find a way to belittle them and make themselves feel better. And I hate it. Absolutely hate it.
I miss old Warzone, honestly.
Same.
Just because of how people acted. It was fun. People had a good time.
There wasn't no stats to check every time. You had your leaderboards and that was it.
Right. So once all this new stuff came out, like Warzone stats and all these different websites or whatever, obviously it's cool to track your stats and see the things you do. But
Right.
fucking toxic.
Yo, Zoe, what's up? I was gonna say Zoe for a second.
But
Totally didn't
again,
just call Zoe for a moment there.
is Zoe in chat?
Yeah. I think
Oh,
she's
weird.
lurking.
Oh. Oop. But yeah. Anyway, tips for new streamers. Don't be a fucking moron and go into people's chats and be like those typical people. Don't fucking do that. Nobody's gonna like you. I promise. Nobody. Nobody's gonna take it as a joke. Nobody's gonna take it as,
Right.
as this. Be a good person, genuinely. Be a good person. Genuinely try to make friends with people. Like it doesn't matter like what you're doing. If you're gonna try to network with people, this is the biggest thing is networking in this industry is huge.
Yep.
Like what I did with Isaac. That's why I got to that point in that story. Like I didn't know who he was. I had no idea. I never networked a day in my life for Call of Duty, and I just played for fun.
Not only
Um,
network, but I would also, I mean, I might shit my sense in, even though it's your question, is don't be another person playing like this with their controller. Like,
What do you
thanks
mean,
for the
not
gifted
Nick Merrick?
sub. I appreciate
Yeah.
it. Like, it's just like there's so many other people like you. You know, like find something different. Do a different camera angle. Put it above you. Put it like looking at your nose. Like something different, man. You know, put some flair into it.
If you genuinely mean well and you like it's like
Under the desk.
under the desk.
Crotch cam. Hey guys, what's up?
If you genuinely mean well, good things will happen to you, and that's just how it is. Like if you're a bad, like if you talk shit all the time, if you do all these different things, that's gonna get you nowhere. Like
Right.
if you're a good person and you actually mean well and want to see other people succeed, good things will happen to you. I mean, it'll take time. Obviously, it always takes time, but
Like drinking? No,
It'll
this is it's not a seltzer. The Celsius.
drink water, chat.
I have that too. I got both. This is caffeine.
Caffeine and water,
Caffeine.
best two things in the world.
Sure.
So start networking early. I would say start finding people. Like obviously, it's not the best idea to just go into some random big streamers chat and start asking them to play because they get that all fucking day.
Right.
Everybody wants to play with a good player.
Yeah,
you know?
you want to kind of gauge it like to a lower, like not some, I don't want to say lower class, but like a lower viewer, a newer streamer, right? You want
Find
to
somebody around your size.
Yeah.
To start. Like, I mean, it's not gonna matter. Like, if you like people,
Hey,
if you
Coda,
like
can
a
we
certain
play?
streamer, if you like a certain streamer, hang out in their chat, make friends with the community. If you make friends with people's communities, that's when you become a good part of the community, and then you can meet people there, and you'll just meet more and more friends. And you'll have more people to play with. And you'll
Right.
meet more streamers just by doing that because people on Twitch, they're either a viewer or a streamer or both. Like they all do. There's one thing that you guys all have in common is that you guys all like the game you're watching.
Right.
You guys, there's so many friends you can make right here, like right in this chat right now. Every single person in this chat, we all know each other from something.
Yep.
And that one something that I would say it is Warzone. Like we all met through Warzone.
Mhm.
We all like Warzone, and we could all become friends just off of this. So start networking, start making friends, and don't spam people. Don't be
I
annoying.
also think the biggest thing is like when I have people that I know you have an exclamation point play command now, but when people pop into my stream, I try to make it more personal. I'm like, hey, this is nothing against you, but it is a personal thing. I don't know you. We're strangers on the internet. It's nothing against you, but like I don't know you, so like
Right.
I don't have chemistry with you. I don't understand your views on things. I don't know how you play, your play style. So like. No, but I'd love to get to know you within the community. And like once we get to know, then we can move from there, you know?
Exactly. It's not anything personal, but like this
Right.
is the worst thing is every single day, like it's not like I'm mad about it. It's
Dude,
not an
me
ego
too,
thing or
John.
anything.
I'm excited.
But all day, every day, people ask me to play video games every single day.
Mhm.
Like I'll have maybe 20 to 30 people ask me a day, like whether it be a DM, whether it be in the chat, whether it be I don't know, but people ask me to play all day, and obviously I have my group of people. I have my group of people that I play with because we mesh well, we play well together.
Yeah, and there's good vibes all around, yeah.
Good vibes, and sure, I'll play with people. Like I have my sub days. I love playing with the chat. I love playing with people in the chat. But I can't play with everybody, and
Right.
that's why I stick to like a smaller circle. Obviously, you want to branch out and play with new people, and that's what I do that occasionally. Like I'll play with people. Like I'm starting to play with Iron and Yeet and all them again for
Right.
the first time in a long time, and it's because we mesh well. We play well together. Our play styles match. If I just put in the mindset like, hey, I want to start winning, those are the guys that I mesh well, and we've proven it time and time again that we play well together.
Right.
And that's why I'm still allowed to play with them, or they still invite me to play and whatnot. But obviously everybody has a different play style. Everybody plays differently. Everybody has a different attitude to things. And
Oh my god. That's why
if
you guys
you-
need crotch cams. So when you can't play with Chad, they can play with themselves. Write that down, write that down! Write that
Who said
down!
that?
It's Mini! Where's the horny
Wait,
jail?
what?
Where's the
That's- oh my gosh, Minnesota, come on. Horny jail, bonk. What are you saying?
Minnie's having a good day. That's so funny. And she's like, okay, I'll see myself out. Bye-bye. The other thing is like, yeah, find people that you mesh with and then kind of move from there. So like, it's a networking aspect, and the more people you meet, the more people you'll get well, and then you can kind of move up and talk to new people and network with other people. Viewer number aside, the person above you isn't any above you or lesser or whatever it may be. They're just a human behind a screen that plays a game. Maybe they play it better than you.
100%.
Maybe they talk, in in a better way than you. Maybe they articulate better, right? But they're just another person behind the screen.
Your shit still stink, you know?
Right. Well, I got some like nice lavender, you know.
You're capping on the homies right now, and it's so sad to hear.
Oh, that's cap. That's
I
cap.
don't think you're special. Yo shit still stank.
Yeah.
It's a good
You're
quote.
just another dude, you know. You're just another person on the internet. So it's like once you establish that, I mean, some people's egos get too big, and I get that. But like once you establish that, it's why it's good to be knocked down a couple inches and understand that I am just a person on the internet. And so like not to toot your own big ass horn and cock, but you have
Toot my cock any day, Dylan.
absolutely. That's sign that waiver, baby. You have stayed very humble during the whole growth phase, I would say. I mean, you left Charles and I from Rocket League. I get it. You know, growth is important. You know, screw the old guys.
I didn't leave you. I left Rocket League.
You can't
People
take
started
the
doing
Rocket
ceiling
League out of you,
resets.
bro. Yeah.
Fuck that.
All these kids on Adderall, bro. They're slide canceled around in Rocket League. I'm like, I'm out, dude. Fuck that. I'm good. But it's like, yeah, like you've moved away from it. But it's also like some people would take offense to that. And for a moment, I did. I was like, oh, this guy, he's all just fucking big streamers now. He cares about Warzone, blah, blah, blah. I'm not good enough for this. But then it's like, as soon as I realized that I was being the asshole in the situation, I was like, huh. No, he's just doing, like, he would do the same. I would do the same thing if I was in his shoes. And like, that's the difference of a person. It's like, you can choose to upset yourself and understand someone's story if you choose to, but most people don't. They just think of it as, you're hurting me, fuck you. And it's not a matter of like, what are they doing for themselves? You know, like they're probably doing it for themselves. Like since day one, the whole point of streaming was to make it to be a financially stable platform to entertain people and just achieve that. Like that's your goal, right? But I was blinded for the moment because we played every single day for so long with 3 viewers, and it was like, oh, this guy has 10 viewers now. Fuck this guy. He's too big. He's not gonna play with me anymore. You know? And it was like a complete 180 of like, oh, I'm just getting bullied. But it's he's doing it for his growth.
It went
you know?
from a hobby that we did
right
to my job very quickly.
And you don't get along with every single coworker at your job, and I get that.
Exactly.
You know? And some days you're like, this coworker's cooler or gets the job done, or you know, it's just how it is, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know.
And it's also just like a networking thing again.
Right.
If you play with the same people every day, you're not going to see growth.
And it's the same thing. Like even if you're incredibly good at your job and you're comfortable with your salary, what if you talk to a different boss that offers you double? You know, like
Exactly.
you're gonna go talk
do
to that boss. Exactly. And like, but again, that's my thinking of. That's how I know that I've grown as a person. Is just like it's the exact same thing that I would do. I would be always seeking new opportunities, more money, schedule, like everything like that. That comes with, you know, growing as a person. So for anybody in chat that's like, oh, maybe their favorite person's getting bigger on stream or whatever it may be, they're not playing with me as much. Understand that they're doing it because they need. Not that they need to, but they want to. They want to grow. Like the whole point of being on this platform is to grow. We want to try to make this a full-time thing. We want to impact people. That's the whole point, right? So don't take it personal, even if it might be personal. Try not to do that, right? But it's a hard thing to understand because you do want to play with them every day. You know, like maybe you're their favorite person, or maybe you think they're really awesome, but it's just not plausible, you know? Even with relationships, you kind of have to take a step back. Like if you see each other 24/7, 7 days a week, at some point you got to have like a day break in between there. You know, it's just not healthy to see that person. Oh, Jesus.
My man says Coda makes me grow every day. Oh God.
So that's where Coda's
me
inches
grow
go
right now.
Desk cam.
All right, you can't do that right now.
Well, stop moving. You're gonna show it on stream. So just to kind of close all of this out, is there anything else on your mind that you wanted to touch on? You're upset I didn't ask you. Anything you got, want to talk about?
I
know we've kind of gone everywhere.
We kind of touched it, yeah.
Oh,
Did
did we touch it
in all the right places?
And now we're talking. Let's go. But yeah. So the plan for this, just to kind of wrap things up, is I want to try to.
Though, was there any questions that chat had? Because you said you wanted to have some chat
sorry.
questions.
Yeah. So any questions that you guys have specifically for Drakota, in his past life, in his current life, high school, different
I'll answer
thoughts.
anything. I'm here for as long
whatever
as
you guys
want
got.
Me. As long as you guys want me here, I'm here. So ask away if you have any questions, deep or not deep.
Oh,
serious or not
please
serious.
please deep.
I'll get deep.
Yeah, like so I want to make this segment also for, again, we know these people from a screen. Like we know, oh, here you go. Besides gaming, do you still make time for hobbies like playing soccer or any other sports?
I haven't played soccer in quite some time because of COVID, but when I was playing before, like pre-COVID, I wasn't full-time streaming or anything like that yet. I was still streaming and whatnot, but I did play a lot of indoor soccer. I played for several different teams. Like at some points, I would even play like 5 to 6 games a day.
Wow.
So there were days that I took off of streaming and work and all that just to go play soccer. So once these places start opening up again, I'm gonna start doing that again.
That indoor soccer place still is open, right? The one in
Which one?
the one where I
in-
asked Coley to prom.
Yeah, it's still
That
open.
one's still open. Okay.
That was the one that I worked at or played at a lot.
oh,
but,
really? Awesome.
Yeah, I played there a whole bunch. But that place was like riddled with COVID, so I didn't go.
It's also in a
Um,
very enclosed environment. They can only do so much, right?
Right, you can't do anything about it. Actually, it's just you're destined to get it if you play there.
Okay, so this is a good one that I also want to comment on. So, how did streaming affect your dating life? I'll let you answer
Horribly.
first. Horribly.
Yeah, that's why we broke up in the first place, man. So this goes back to the whole thing that I was talking about with my dad earlier, where I said work less, love more. I kind of lost myself in that.
Right.
And I'm able to admit that. I can say it. I had my fault, you know.
I think it's an American thing. We're taught from like 20s are your hustle years, where you can work 80 hours a week, run yourself into the ground, and it'll pay off for the rest of your life. It's like, who the fuck wants to live like that?
Right.
Right? Nobody
I mean-
wants to work 80 hours a week.
That's all you ever know. So
But also,
obviously everybody's like money, 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 money. You want to make money. You got to make money.
Right.
You're in America. This is the place to do it. Make your money.
and you have to make so much to be stable in life.
And that's all you ever get. Like that's all you ever get taught.
Right.
And like even during school, as like in elementary school, they even from that day they try to get you to get a good job. They
Yeah,
want you
go to
have
college, get a good job. Yep.
So
The biggest thing is, so this is just from my experience, senpai, because I'm more in the dating scene than Mr. Hotshot over here. It's not a good dating scene, but I'm in it. The hardest thing is I wouldn't recommend opening up about streaming or content creation or whatever until the second or third date. If it comes up on the first date of like what work you do, bring it as a work and a business standpoint. Don't just say, I play video games online for like 40-year-old men. Like
it's
nobody,
a very
you know.
weird thing to describe to people. It's a job that most people don't think is viable.
Profitable. Yeah.
Like, they don't think it's going to make you any money. They think you're just some deadbeat who's going to be sitting on a couch all day eating
Right.
Doritos, you know?
So as
But
somebody,
there's just so much more to it.
oh, she asked what you do for work. I mean, just be open. I mean, if she's upset by that, then she wasn't the one. The girl that I'm currently talking to, I explained streaming because she was like, what do you want to do after college? Because I just graduated. And she was like, I was like, I want to take a chance on a passion project. She's like what? And I was like, well, you know how people watch like YouTube videos? Yeah. Well, think of that, but live. Oh, Twitch? Oh my God, you know what Twitch is? Like, open the door for me. So I was like, some people understand it, some people don't. Like, the people who think that gaming is not an entertainment value are the same people that watch sports every day. They watch
Exactly.
some 40-year-old grown men throw a football for $1 million
Yep.
a game. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they just don't understand it at a level where it's like, there's entertainment. It's just an esport, you know? It's an you know. So the people who don't understand that probably aren't worth your time, and I wouldn't say screw it. You know, I wouldn't say go for it. So just keep that in mind while you're dating, because not everyone's gonna understand it, and that's okay. I think Brandon had a question.
It's a game you didn't expect to enjoy but ended up liking.
That one.
Let's see.
I feel like Assassin's Creed's got to be on that list, right?
No, I love those games.
Oh.
I always go into those knowing I'm going to love them. Honestly, Warzone. I hated Warzone at first.
Really?
In fact, I did not like this game.
What was?
I hated this
What did you
game,
hate about it?
actually. I was a Fortnite player, so I liked the building aspect and all that stuff. Just the creativity that you could have on it.
And now our favorite thing with Fortnite now is the no build mode.
Yep. So I hated Warzone. Fun fact, I did not like it, and I was maybe 4 months late to the game. I didn't play it for the first 4 months because I just did not like it. And everybody's like, oh, you'd be so good. You got to get into it. You got to try this game. You got to play it. And this was like when all the friends were playing it. Like all my friends from school and whatnot, they were telling me I got to play Warzone. I got to play Warzone. You got to try it out. And I tried it every so often, and I was like, yeah, this game's fucking ass. I don't like this game at all. But then the more that I kept playing it, I was like, okay, this is kind of cool. And then eventually I just got full blown addicted. And here we are now, 2 years
Okay.
later.
So Shoop wanted to ask, have your parents been supportive of your streaming? And what does your family think about streaming / making money from it?
Oh, this is a really cool question. Because at first they didn't understand it. It's one of those things you got to explain it to people. Like like we said earlier, people don't expect this to be a profitable thing.
It's
They
still
don't expect
very
you to
new.
make money.
Yeah, it's
It is
really new.
Well, it's weird because it's not new, but it's new as in like it's like a boom. We're going through a boom with streaming right now.
Well, I think the live streaming aspect is very new. Content creation and YouTube videos are pretty old, right? But like
Right.
the fact that you could do it in real time and interact with people in real time is very, very new. Even to like real sports. Like when you live stream them, there's only so many people that can see the chat of people watching the show, right?
Yeah.
Because even with like TV, you can't do it with TV. Twitch is a very new thing for like, what is it, 12 years? Maybe 15 years? Like it's very, very new. So,
Yeah.
sorry, keep going, keep going.
So my parents, nobody understood it. I think it was a lot easier to convince my parents and stuff like that. Like my parents and stuff they were the most supportive out of anybody, I'd say.
I was say your mom
because
loves being on the stream, doesn't she?
She loves it.
Yeah, yeah.
She loves what I do, and it's awesome. It's the coolest thing. It makes this a lot easier because I know there are a lot, like I always see on Twitter, like if I'm scrolling through Twitter, there's so many people that unfortunately don't have supportive parents, and their parents will literally throw out their computers because they're trying to pursue this.
Right.
And I'm fortunate enough to say that my parents will support me in anything that I want to do. They encourage everything that I want to do at some point. They'll say, like, I'll be like, oh, I'm thinking like maybe sometime soon I get an apartment in Florida. And they, like, I was talking about that not too long ago, and they're like, do it. Like, you have the opportunity to do it.
Right.
Why not? If I was in your position, I would do it. I'm like, okay, I'm going to look into it. And obviously it's probably not going to happen for a while, but
It's also having that safety net where if it doesn't pay off and you got out there, let's say you're out there for 4 months and it doesn't pay off, they will openly bring you back into their house. You know, like they'll be like, yeah, like you tried it, you know, you learned some things, you know how expensive it's going to be, save up for 2 years and go back out and try it again. Like they have that mindset of like, just learn it, like experience it, understand it, and then try it, you know?
yep.
Which is
So
a
it's-
very interesting thing.
It's really cool that they're supportive, but my parents were super supportive, but my parents and my grandparents were super supportive, but
That's
the rest
so
of the family,
stupid, Charles.
they still don't really get it, I guess.
Right.
And that's fine. Not everybody's going to get it. And I'm not going to waste my time trying to prove some people that I can make a living off this because I've already proven it to myself. I've proven it to my mom. And that's really what matters, is proving it to the people that are really close to me. Like, there's going to be people who get it, and there's going to be people who don't. Like,
Right.
you're going to get shit regardless. So why not just do it?
I think the hardest thing to accept is that if you're trying to pursue this full time, you have to understand that what you are giving out, for example, your content needs to be palpable, and it needs to have depth to it. Like someone to give you $5 a month, whereas they could spend on any other subscription, a coffee, whatever. Like, is that worth $5 a month, right? And do you have enough people to support that $5 a month? Because if you don't, you've got people donating $200, $500, $1,000 a month. Shut up, bird. I'm talking, bro. What the fuck? Like you have these people that are. It's basically they're donating it to your stream, right? To have you survive, right?
It does, like, I don't know how to put it into words. Like, it's still a surreal thing to me that there's people out there that like you guys, the people that I'm talking to right now in the chat. I still don't.
Absolutely.
I can't fully grasp how supportive you guys actually are with this whole thing. Like, you guys don't realize what you are doing for my life.
Right.
You guys do not realize how much you guys are actually changing my life. It's the coolest thing. Like, even just one person, one subscriber, like, you guys chose to financially support a dream of mine, and you're allowing me to pursue my dreams. It's the coolest thing. You guys literally changed my life. Even if you don't realize it, every little subscriber, every follower, everything you guys have done, it one by one changed my life.
Yep.
So thank you. And like, I'm trying to figure out how to put that into words. And I'm not sure exactly how to do that.
Well, no, it's a butterfly effect. I mean, every single person came in at the same time. Even if everyone just gave $5 a month, right? That's it's a small, and it might be small to you or small to somebody else. But like, that's a lot. Like, to this day, I will never understand why Charles is tier 3 sub to me. I will not.
It's crazy to think about. Like, that's $25 a month. You could buy a Chipotle bowl.
I don't put out $25
doing?
worth of content a month. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's for you, it might, like for Charles, I mean, he's gonna be humble about it. You might not understand how much that means to us, because that's a lot of freaking money, dude. Like,
it's literally free to watch Twitch.
Yes.
You guys choose to support it financially.
Exactly.
Just for us to pursue a passion.
And for so many people, like, it was a side project. For me and you, we started part-time, we were doing other things, and it was just a fun thing. And you decided to still support it. Yeah. And like, that's what blows my mind. I was gonna say something. I forgot what it was. Okay. But so yeah, this is a double-ended barrel question because I'm good at these. So Sally wanted to know if there's a time where you wanted to solidly give up on streaming and what changed your mind. And I wanted to add to that. When do you know when to quit? When do you know when this isn't your thing to pursue? I'll type in the chat for you real quick too, just in case. Hold on. Oh,
there
God.
was a time. Yeah, there was a time. I would say there's a time where I was gonna quit.
Not that one.
This goes back to that whole grind mindset we were talking about earlier. I would say before my blow up on Warzone, I was streaming on Fortnite for like 2 years at that
I'm
point.
Chad named
We appreciate that, Sally.
Steel
Oh,
Legend.
Toaster.
Not getting anything
Speaking of
financially out
subs,
of it, you know.
we don't like
And I was
ads
putting a
around
lot of
here.
time into it.
That
doing
notification's
my
too
thing.
loud. I'm
And
sorry.
it was nice. It was cool.
Why was that notification so
But
loud?
it got to the point where I was considering, instead of doing streaming part-time, to try and like get a second job. Like I was gonna be working at Best Buy and somewhere else. Like I was gonna do 2 jobs so I can keep a nice financial what do you call it? A nice financial standing so I can do the things that I want to do and travel and do all these cool things.
Right.
And I was considering stopping then because it's been 2 years and I haven't seen anything out of it. And I just felt like there was something out there that I could do to better spend my time.
Shit, I need to figure that out. I'm sorry, guys. That was probably really loud.
But then Warzone came around and I started meeting people, and that definitely changed my mind. Is when I had it wasn't the money that changed my mind. It was that the people were actually starting to come in.
Right.
I was actually starting to talk to people, and people were there for me, rather than just me talking to my screen for a couple hours a day. I actually got to talk to people. That really changes it. Because you can only, like, if you're trying to put on a show and you're trying to entertain people and there's nobody to entertain, what's the point? Like,
Right.
I did that for 2 years and I was really close to quitting.
It just kind of feels like you're bashing your head into the door and
Yeah,
trying to get someone to work.
exactly. You're like screaming into a pillow and trying to have someone hear it. But
Right.
that was when I was considering quitting. But then people started showing around for Warzone, and I started talking to people, and it was fun again. And that brought me back into it. And then now I'm able to do it full time, and I talk to 70 to 100 people every single day.
Right. And the other thing is, like, so going back to the whole pandemic thing is, for you guys in chat, where do you think you would be if this community didn't exist? What do you think you'd be doing? Would it be another community on stream? Would it be a different hobby?
That's a cool question.
Would you be streaming? Would you be doing content? Like, would you have a whole different passion project? Would you be who you are and understand what you have now if this didn't exist? And I don't think I would. I don't know where I would be. I would probably just be another lurker in chat. I'd be another person just playing video games, and I'd probably be out in the real world in PR right now, or maybe even a different degree. I would have swung it, you know? Like,
I'd be working 2 jobs and being miserable.
That's what I'm saying. It would be completely, like, it's a complete 180 when you think about it that way. And all I do is stream on the internet. Like, my personality's changed, my understanding of life has changed, the things that I know have changed, my mindset on things have changed because of you guys. Even if you think it's a small thing, even if you think that you've only typed 10 messages in chat, you have changed something in the stream, and that's what's important. Like, it's incredible. I think, hold on. I missed one question here. Give me a sec here.
Goody says, do you feel as a streamer, or is there one before that?
Double checking there isn't, just to be real quick. Oh, are you excited to be day 1 of Modern Warfare 2? Like, do you think it's going to be a hit?
Yes.
Okay.
So this is the time right now. If you guys are wanting to get into streaming and stuff, this goes back to a previous question we had too. Tips for newer streamers.
Absolutely, Minnie. We're very happy
If
to
you
have
guys
you
want
here.
to be a streamer, right now is the time where you want to start capitalizing, because this is what people did in Blackout. The people who are going to give up on Warzone right now are going to go to another game, and if they don't see success in that game, they're going to try to come back to Warzone 2 when it comes back out. And that leaves room for the little guys like me, like you, like the people that are wanting to start streaming, to wiggle in and find their space and become somebody in the Warzone scene. This is when you want to start, like right now, because
Absolutely.
Warzone 2 is coming out. There's going to be a whole bunch of new things coming out. Content's about to flip and boom, dude.
Right.
You're about to have so many opportunities. Start posting YouTube videos. Start getting a little bit of an audience. Once Warzone 2 comes out, you already have an established audience, and that's when the blow up happens, because you're going to be good. You
Absolutely.
set yourself up now. Set yourself up for success. Set yourself up for success. Start now.
And that's why, like, I'm so glad that graduation happened now, where I have what I've learned from school, and then I can move forward with what I know and make my own twist. Like this being my own twist is so fucking exciting. I've never been excited about something before, and like this is the thing that I want to do. So very excited. Shoop wants to know if he can buy you a shot at TwitchCon.
Yeah, please.
And then so yeah, Goody said that. Do you feel as a streamer that it's easy to look at the bigger guys and want that, rather than realize where you are at and how good you currently have it?
100%. Yes, 100%.
Yep.
Especially when you're hanging out with them, because this is a very good example. When we went to LA for TwitchCon, it's so easy to want that success. It's so easy.
Yeah, he is already.
Especially when you see it firsthand. Like, seeing success firsthand is crazy. Like, I never expected to hang out with these guys, but then again, it's one thing to hang out with them and see the kind of money they have.
Right.
Like, it's insane. Like, we went to a whiskey bar in LA, right down from my hotel, and I kid you not, Aiden had like a Rolex that was worth probably over 100 grand in his purse, like his girlfriend's purse.
Right.
And he was joking about it. He's like, "You have the watch, right?" And she goes, "What watch?" And he's like,
Which
freaked
watch?
out for a second. Yeah. And I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me? Like, you're joking about that?" And then they're playing pool, betting like $500 on the table, like, just to play pool. Like,
Right.
they have, like, the amount of success that they have is crazy. Like, they're able to just do that. Of course, it's easy to want that.
But the hardest thing is that disconnect, right? Like it's almost like what we have right now with our community will disappear if we became 100,000 average viewers or
Right.
100,000 subs. Like it's a complete disconnect with your community.
It definitely is. Like, it's like, right now is probably like, right now I would say is probably like the prime time for me, I would say, because I have a community. I'm able to talk to every single person. I barely miss a message. I sometimes I do, and I apologize, but like, this
Because
is
dropping
like the
40
prime
bombs, who cares?
time.
You know?
This is the prime time for community. This is when you want to start talking to people. This is where you can make your community. And at this point, when you have about 70 viewers or so, like I usually do, I'd say that's my average. You're pretty high up there on the Twitch list. Like, people are gonna come in and just, they're gonna flow in, and they're gonna see the community you have.
Right.
And you get to talk to even more people every single day. And I'd say this is the coolest time for me right now. And I'm sure it's only going to get cooler with the more people, but eventually there is going to be like that disconnect that you said. Eventually there's going to be so many people. If I were to happen to reach that success, there's going to be so many people where it's going to be hard to connect like this. I would say this is like the best point right here. This
Agreed,
is the best
Minnie.
point.
Agreed.
Because I can talk to you guys. I barely miss a message, and chat keeps themselves entertained. Like, they talk to each other. They make friends.
Right.
I get to see everybody becoming friends alongside me, which is the coolest thing. It's very cool.
That's what I think is amazing too. It's like obviously the end goal is financial stability and making something special, but I don't know if I would enjoy it if it means I don't get to know anybody on everybody on a personal level. Like, if, like, for example, if I was to hit 75 average viewers, I would hit partner. There would be so many people in chat that I wouldn't know about, and that really upsets me in a way. It's like I wouldn't
Right.
know who your favorite dog is. I wouldn't know when you're getting married. Like, I know Charles in such a great way, but because I know him, he also wasn't like, "Oh yeah, I'm getting married." It's like, what do you mean you just got fucking married? Like, you didn't even tell us you got married, dude. He's like, he kept it on the side. Like, I've known you for 2 years, my guy. Like that's a big thing. Like, say it. So many things go on in the backgrounds that you don't hear about. Whether it's mental health, whether it's relationships, good stuff, bad stuff, moving on, deaths in the family. Like, so many things happen that we forget about while playing video games that I want to hear about. I want to, yeah, I mean, it's a family. We're literally a family here. And I don't know if I would sacrifice financial stability with losing that connection with everybody. And like, that's the hardest thing.
So that disconnect, it is a scary thing, obviously, because you're not going to be able to connect as personal as you wish.
Right.
But at the same time, the way that I look at it, at least, is every day I'm like at least one person a day. It's probably the coolest thing about this job, is that every day somebody DMs me or says something in chat how I've changed their life, how I've done this or that. That is probably the biggest motivation that I could get for streaming.
Right.
That is the main reason why I still do what I do and why I love it so much, is because I'm just sitting here playing video games, living my life, talking to people all day, and that's enough to change somebody's life.
Yes, Goody.
And when you do start getting a larger community, when you start meeting more people, you get a higher viewership and stuff like that. All you're doing, like you may not be as connected on a personal level with all of them, but that's just more opportunities for you to make somebody's life better. Like you are making this person's life better, even if it's in the slightest way. If you're just giving them some sort of disconnect from reality or something like that, like you are impacting so many people, and it's the coolest thing.
For so many people, video games in this community is an outlet from life, where shit gets rough, where things take a turn for the worst, and you can come here and vent and talk to people that understand, you know?
Yeah.
Whether it's
somebody in chat's gonna understand.
Exactly. It's kind of weird because we're connected in a way that like normally most people 100 years ago wouldn't connect, but we're also disconnected in a way. Like I can talk to somebody, like for example, Cathedral, across the world and talk about my emotional problems, and he can relate to them. But at the same time, you don't have that physical connection. You don't have that, like, I can't hug you afterwards. I can't pat you on the back. I can't buy you a shot. You know, like it's good and bad at the same time, but as long as we take the good out of it, it's what's important. Yeah, I mean, like we think that this world is so big, but it's also so small. Like you genuinely think that you're the one thing that you experience right now or yesterday or whatever. Like you think nobody's ever experienced that before? No matter how small or big the community is, somebody has experienced that before and can relate in their own way. And you guys can talk about it and grow from it, you know? And that's why I'm... It's so cool because this is what I want from this whole thing, this whole segment, is getting to know streamers on a different level. Like, being able to open up to people. Like, we always see people through a screen. I know, like, I see you from a screen. I know you personally, obviously. But like everybody else sees you through a monitor and they don't know some of your backstory unless you talk about it on stream. And sometimes it doesn't always come up in conversation, you know? Like how long do we get a 2-hour segment to talk about life and what you grew up, how your views on things, you know, like it's just, it doesn't happen. So
it doesn't happen. So this is a cool idea that you're doing here.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I don't know how it's going to work with, because I'd love to do people like Expel and Lucci, why they got into it, what they've like learned from it and like pass it down. Right. That's going to be hard to do. Put in a good word for Expel. It'd be kind of cool. Once I
text him.
Once I polish this up and get it going, then that would be really cool to do.
I'll text him for you.
I love you.
But
that would be so cool.
It is really cool. It's a very cool thing.
I'm trying to think of where to go for. I mean, if nothing else, that is the wrap of it. This was the fun of it.
Any other questions?
I don't know. Anybody else in chat want to ask any questions? You guys all good? I mean, obviously, this little cutie's gonna go back to being live. Are you full squatted after this?
I don't know.
If not,
I was playing with Scott and Savage.
I don't know where Savage is. Trying to double check. But if not, I am going to pew pew as well. I think after this.
Okay.
If there's a spot,
Savage get off?
I think so. I don't see him live anymore.
Okay. Well then, I think we have a spot.
Let's go. He's like, oh, Drakota's not playing with me. I'm gonna get off now.
I am actually considering getting hats for merch.
Ooh.
So we're probably going to look into snake pit hats. It's going to be a very basic design.
Oh god, can you do something like I'm not 5'6" or like exclamation point height or something? And it's like top hats. You can do like Lincoln, like Abraham Lincoln top hats with like my height is not your problem or something. Yeah, no. It makes you more than 5'6". Oh god.
That'd be funny.
Put me on the branding, coach. I got this.
But what I'm planning on doing is going to be something super basic. It's not going to be anything crazy. It's going to be like a test drop to see what's going to happen.
Right.
But the little sign, which side is it? This side. This sign right here. I'm going to use that same cursive font. I'm thinking about making like I'm not sure if I want to do a trucker hat or a baseball cap just yet, but I want to use a hat, and it's going to be a black hat, and I am considering doing it like that 100 Thieves logo.
Yeah, 2-year badge
where it's
too.
like a white stitched logo on the top. It's just gonna say Snake Pit right on the top of the brim.
Ooh.
Or I'm gonna do all black.
If you could even do like what kind of hat do you want to do? Like a
I'm still debating that.
Like this kind of hat? Because if you could do like a Snake Pit here, and then like the logo here or something, like you know what I mean, or like something on this side. I don't know. So much. No, thank you, Minnie. Like, again, you guys think that we're giving you like this magical thing, but we're not. Like, you're part of the community. You're one of us. This is a family, you know? Like, as much as you want to thank us, we want to thank you back. Like, this is incredible.
These are the two hats that I'm kind of thinking about. Like, either just like a baseball cap, like this one here.
Okay.
Where it's super basic.
Right.
And do like the Snake Pit logo right on the front here, and then do Snake Pit on the side.
I would love to see
That's a
something
good
on
one.
this side, like above. If you were to put it on backwards, I would love to see something here or on the actual braid, like the braid or something. I don't know. That's just
Yeah.
me though. I mean, because I'm one that I don't wear my hat this way. I think I look stupid with it, so I put it backwards. So I'd love to have something.
And then I have like the trucker hat where there's the mesh in the back. I
Ah,
was thinking about doing this too. I'm not sure though.
oh, that's how my Pizza Hut hat is.
I like them both. So I'm still debating which one I want to go with, but I like both designs.
Right, right. So I think this question was actually what you had yesterday. How do you deal with the stress of having to stream every day, even when the games are rough on Warzone? I know you. I think you touched on it last night or the day before. I was in chat for it because I'm not sure how many days it was.
You just got to do it, man.
Like a mental reset time. You go for a snack. You,
You
go
need
for a
to
pee
take
break.
a day off. You need to get up and walk, go outside, scream. But it is stressful. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and bitch and moan about playing video games for a living, but it is stressful. It is stressful. It's not physically stressful, but mentally. Like it's you're doing the same thing every day.
Right.
It gets repetitive. It gets annoying. It's stressful in that instance.
You guys too. I really appreciate you
I
guys.
usually just get up. Like if you ever see me walk away after I get stressed, it's because I'm probably punching something, or I'm gonna go get some food or drink some water, or
Right,
go
right.
outside for a minute and take a breather. That's usually what I do to reset. But you do want to stand up, stretch, walk. If you're just sitting down and you keep letting the stress build up while you're just stationary,
Yeah, sitting down
gonna
for
feel
12
like
hours a day
shit.
is not the move.
yeah. So
For people-
that's usually what I do.
For people that are trying to do this, even if whatever job you have, if you're on your butt for 8 hours a day, try to take breaks where you go for a small, like 15-second walk or walk around the area, walk around your office, something. One, it's just good for not blood clots, but also it gets your brain moving, your blood flowing, and it's just if you feel better. Like it's.
100%.
I learned
That's
about
what-
this. Go ahead.
Going to the gym every single day. That's been
So
the number one thing in my life right now.
there are 4 types of like the good feeling endorphins. So it's serotonin, dopamine, oxytocin. It's basically
I know what you're
oxycontin,
saying.
but it's the real one, not the
Yeah.
drug. And then something else. One of them's sunlight, one of them's working out, one of them's talking with somebody you love and doing something you love, and then other one's like petting a cat. Because like it's like you feel good when you do it.
Yep.
But like all of those tied together are things you want to do on a daily basis to make sure everything's balanced. Because for some people, the only thing that you get is dopamine. So you're doing drugs or you're playing a video game that releases a lot of tension. Like things like that where you just get dopamine, you don't get sunlight. You don't get other things that help build the 4 blocks, right? Yes, specifically petting a cat. Dude, have you ever pet a cat before? They're fucking adorable.
That's why I have 3 of them.
My favorite. So Wheezy sleeps in my mom's room. My favorite thing to do is go BRB and then go like, "Hello, Wheezy. How are you today?" I come back with a happy smile because I'm like, I just pet a fucking cat. You know, I love
My
those
cat's
things.
actually sleeping right underneath me right now.
See, it's perfect. Yeah,
I have a little
cats.
cat bed that I put next to my desk, and it's the best stress relief.
The other thing is that cats are different than dogs. Dogs will just walk up to you and say, "Oh yeah, give me pets," but cats you have to earn the respect for, which is why I like them more. I feel like it's actually like a mini person, you know. Mr. Fry, thank you so much for the follow, dude.
Yeah,
Welcome,
just a
welcome.
Picture. This is right next to me right now. She's just sleeping in her little bed.
Our little tent. Aww.
She's just knocked
That
out.
is so
and she sleeps
cute.
there all day. She waits for me.
That's where
Once
so
I get up, she gets up.
Maisie's corner was to your right? That's where it used to be. A little.
Yeah, it used to be on top of the desk, but she kept walking up here, so I put it down on the floor.
That's smart. And you can even move the camera down there, put a little light on her, and then
I could.
that's not a bad idea.
I think she enjoys the darkness down there.
It's super nice.
If I'm
Yeah.
being honest.
It's not a bad thing. But yeah, that is it for me. I'm gonna take a small BRB, do some peeing, and then talk with chat for a minute. But if you want to get some Warzone in, I am 100% down.
Cool.
Thank you again for being on this. The one thing that me and Chris were talking about is if this is really hard to figure out because it's a big thing. Do you know the muffin? No, I'm kidding. I had to put that in there. So I want to do a segment with lurkers, like specifically people that don't stream. They just subscribe and they lurk in chat. I want to do an interview with them.
I feel like it'd be hard to get in contact with them because they lurk for a reason.
Exactly, and it would be hard to get them to open up. It was a spitballed idea. I don't know if you have anybody that see like they sub every single time they have like 5 chat messages and like a 12-month resub.
I had somebody who had talked for the first time after subscribing for 10 months the other day.
You want to put them in contact with me? That'd be really cool.
I'll have to go back and figure out what
Yeah,
his name
so
was
like that's the
again.
thing is the hardest thing is like people within smaller streams. Like we know the people who lurk. Like we know the goodies, we know the Lunars, we know the Zoes, we know the Aryakons, right? But it's like who do we not know that continues to sub every single month that supports us?
Those are the people that make the world go round, bro.
Exactly.
The lurkers go crazy. I don't know what it is, but you guys who don't talk, who just like to sit here and enjoy,
Right,
thank you for being you, because you guys do more than you know.
And the way Chris put it, because this is what I was doing last night at like 3 a.m, is just brainstorming ideas. So people that lurk in other people's chat that know everybody. So like there's somebody who knows me, Jesse, you, Savage, Zoe, fucking BJ Wafer, like everybody, right? But they don't talk in our chats, but they know us all, right? So it's just like it's interesting to know how you met us, why you lurk. Like we love you with every fiber in our being, but like what's the reason? Are you super busy? Are you running 7 businesses? Are you a billionaire? Like, like I want to know about it. Like that's really cool. So
like fucking Trucker Drew.
Exactly. But like, but Trucker Drew talks a lot in your chat, right? So like,
He wasn't even followed before he went on his little rampage the other day.
oh really?
He was never followed. He never knew who I was.
Oh, interesting.
He knew Expel.
I do not, Primus.
And he said he
Oh,
hopped.
Alvin, yeah. I do not know you. So like, that's what I'm saying. Is like people
Twitch
collectively
one
in
day,
a stream know
saw
each
me,
other, but like I don't know all of you.
Your sense.
So it's it's interesting. Trying to think of anything else.
Alvin's a big lurker. Yeah, that's true. Alvin.
Yeah, Alvin's a big one. Yeah. Because he donates a lot, or he gifts a lot, doesn't he?
He's a very, very, very
guy.
generous guy who just lurks.
I would
Very
love to
generous
talk
man.
with him. That'd be really cool. That'd be a cool interview.
Sure, I could get you in contact with him too.
But yeah, again, brainstorming. This is a once a week thing. I don't want to line up people for the next month and a half. Like I'm not selling tickets to the show or whatever. So it's just spitballing ideas, cool things that could possibly be a thing. And that's kind of the goal for this whole thing is just to get to know people more, branch out, and then yeah, that's it. The other thing is I'm trying to think of. I'm gonna ask chat afterwards, but like I'm making sure that this scene is good for everybody. Maybe if our camera should be bigger. And kind of move on from there. Because editing this, I might try to do it into a TikTok of like 5 TikToks of like the best moments from the stream and like get to know your favorite streamer. So, Chris's idea was to put your clip of being the FaZe 360 no scope from Fortnite. I'm like, oh, I interview a FaZe try hard from Fortnite, and this is him now, and it's gonna be like you super sweaty from the FaZe thing, and then you very like relaxed and happy now. And I'm like, that's a good thumbnail. I'm like, write that down. So little things like that I'm trying to like spin my own little twist on. So very excited to put all this into effect. I'm like giddy about it. But yeah, that's it for me, handsome man. I appreciate you a lot. Thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thanks for letting me be the first person.
Absolutely. You're my little test dummy.
I'm the guinea pig.
A little guinea pig, yeah. But yeah, so if you're gaming in like 5-10 minutes, let me know. I'll hop in the Discord and give you a
Yeah, I'll be
little
there.
smoochie. Thank you so much, Coda. Have a good night, bro.
Yeah, you too.
Bye. All right, chat. I love you guys so fucking much. I just want you to know that. This was awesome. Oh, God,